You know, these last 2 weeks have really shown just how cooked and screwed FPS gaming is right now. I mean, you have to look no further than, for starters, at Black Ops 6. I mean, wow, what a disaster the post launch of that game has been. You got buggy updates, and then lack of content and meaningful, really, guns being added into the game. And yeah, now, I don't have the game, and I have no desire to ever own or play Black Ops 6 because I had a feeling it was just going to be, a sort of disaster because it's what Call of Duty is pretty much now at this point. It's just one disaster after another after another. And it doesn't stop there with just Call of Duty. I mean, Halo is completely cooked. We're still seeing, quote-unquote updates for Halo Infinite, even though most people have kind of moved on at this point because Halo Infinite has been basically another failure and disaster of just, horrible, weak post-launch support. And then, we still got Overwatch 2, which is still hated by most people as basically being Overwatch 1.1, exactly the same game, but either less the content or the stuff that you already owned in that game is now being resold back to you with a different coat of paint. And then now, just recently, we lost X-Defiant. X-Defiant servers shut down a couple days ago. And, say what you will about that game. It was mediocre in certain ways, and, maybe it wasn't trying to break the status quo or mold. But it still was a first-person shooter that quite a few people liked. I mean, the lack of skill-based matchmaking was a good thing for it. Now, yeah, there were some reports of people saying that, oh, well, it was making the game still kind of a sweat fest because people were figuring out the game and the maps and, oh no, Timmy No Thumbs could be able to, enjoy the game because he kept being matched up against people that were better than him clearly. But still, not having the skill-based matchmaking was still a good thing. And sure, maybe the argument could be made that a little bit is needed just to prevent, the best of the best from not being paired up with the worst of the worst and making their time miserable. But that's what X-Defiant was a nice, fresh breath of air that it just needed more time. And if Ubisoft had faith in that product, maybe ported it over to Steam and actually gave it time, and, Ubisoft wasn't just a sinking ship in general already, that could have been something special. And we'll never know. Sadly, the game servers, once again, a couple days ago, were shut down. So we'll never really know. And when you put that all together, the only true FPS right now that has a chance to really bring their A game and actually, make a good comeback to make Call of Duty get back on their feet and actually do something meaningful with their franchise and FPS gaming in general is Battlefield. But if we look at Battlefield's track history, we have Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042. Which, I've said in one of my previous videos, don't pre-order the newest Battlefield. Yes, Battlefield Labs and its leaks have shown that it is possible, and it does look promising, but we don't know. We don't have this product yet, and we sadly won't have it until next year. And yeah, with the delay of GTA 6 to next year, was it May of next year, which I still think that it might be pushed back one more time if the rumors are true, but we'll see. Regardless, Battlefield has a chance to bring something back into the market that is so desperately needed, and that's, having a good FPS game. But we just won't know. We won't know until we actually see it ourselves, and I'm really hoping that DICE can, get their metaphorical heads out of their butts, and this time actually creating a game that is going to listen, not only listen to the fans, but also feel meaningful and stand out as a Battlefield entry, and also as a good FPS game that people can enjoy. Because we need a win for FPS gaming. We've had way too many losses, and a lot of people are betting a lot on Battlefield. Because we need a new FPS game to take over, and at the very least, give us a fill, and not be, a disappointment of some kind. Because, I mean, we now got Black Ops 7 coming out, which, nice back-to-back release, because, we had Modern Warfare 22 and Modern Warfare 23, which, Modern Warfare 23, yeah, for the multiplayer side, was a good post-launch support. But the zombies was abandoned, and the campaign was terrible, and it was pretty clear and apparent that this game was a DLC for Modern Warfare 22, not a standalone game, because the trophies for the PS copy still fall under the Call of Duty headquarters, and there was no platinum, which is just crazy to me. It's like they released a game without a platinum because it was that similar, and like even down to like UI elements crossing over. You know, at the time when Modern Warfare 23 came out, but still, it's just like this is the state of FPS gaming right now. We're literally just seeing all of these top franchises from back in the day still having issues and struggling to give what people want. And Black Ops 7 should not be taking, you know, we shouldn't be having these back-to-back Black Ops releases. Instead, Call of Duty should take another year off, but you won't, you know, they won't do that. Which a lot of people were thinking that was going to be the case with, you know, Modern Warfare 23. But no, it wasn't. Because Activision has to have their money, and people every year fall for it and keep buying these Call of Duties. And it's just, it turns into this never-ending cycle of, you know, complain, buy the game, and pre-order the game. Complain, rinse and repeat the cycle until the end of time. It's ridiculous and dumb, and I've talked about it before, and how stupid it is that people still contribute to the problem while still complaining about it, because they don't seem to realize that gaming companies don't listen to you unless you speak the concept of money, which means not spending money on their products or not even pre-ordering. There's no reason to pre-order, but people just get so eager and jump in on it without finding out. And it's just dumb. It's like, I haven't really cared about the newest Call of Duties anyway. Like, I've been very selective in going back and playing older stuff anyway. But just seeing that trailer for Black Ops 7, which I was just not even, like, excited whatsoever. I was just, like, feeling nothing. Like, it was just so underwhelming, because it just feels like we're going through the motions again. And I've noticed this pattern since really Modern Warfare 19, but now it's just I'm seeing it in full effect over and over. So that's all I have to really say. Hopefully we can once again get a new FPS franchise down the road, because Lord knows we need a win in FPS gaming. You know, like I said, we've had way too many losses recently. So I think that's all I have to say in this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when I post my videos. We are still on the road to 300 subscribers, and as of recording, I am at 279, so we're just going to keep going forward and forward on this, and hopefully we'll be reaching this goal very soon. I've also been utilizing the post tab, and thanks to your guys' poll results when I, posted a poll a couple days ago, and you guys seemed perfectly fine and okay with me posting memes pretty much every day in there, so I think that's what I'll do, just post memes every day. It's things that I find on the internet and just share them, and we'll see how that turns out for us. So anyway, I will see you guys with the next video. Y'all take care and have a good rest of your day.